The Dolphins' season turned when its defense did. The Dolphins gave up 18 more points per game during their 5-game losing streak than they did in their first 6 games of the season. Today, against the Broncos, the Dolphins' D got its swagger back.
You're making plays and guys are getting excited and celebrating and, getting, that energy, and it's contagious from one guy to the next.
For the first time this year, the Dolphins took an early double-digit lead, and that enabled the talented Fins pass rushers to get after Broncos QB Trevor Siemian. The result was 3 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 3 points allowed, and an end to the Dolphins' losing streak.
When we were able to turn those 4 pass rushers loose, that makes a big difference. Puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They get back there quick.
I think the goal is to make a team one-dimensional. We got up on them, so they had to start throwing the ball. We put pressure on them, and we came out with turnovers.
We expect that all the time. If they put the ball in the air, then it's ours. And that's their mentality. That's our mentality as a defense, and it showed today.
It was, by all accounts, the best game for the Dolphins defense this season, and their former defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph, had a front row seat for it on the opposing sideline as head coach of the Broncos. In Miami Gardens, I'm Matt Lincoln, CBS 12. Oh, no, certainly not, John. Yeah, the Dolphins won the game today in a battle of which offense could screw up less. The offense needed just 1 touchdown to beat the Titans, led by their backup quarterback, Matt Castle. But that ineptitude prompted the Dolphin fans here in attendance to demand the Fins turn to their own backup QB. Through 3 quarters, it was more of the same from this Dolphins offense. They committed 2 turnovers, and Jay Cutler had accumulated just 33 passing yards. An angry crowd seeing Cutler play in person for the first time was already chanting for his backup.
I understand. They probably want more product on the field. They want Matt more in the game, whatever they want. We just got to score points.
It's fine. They traded for Matt Moore last year when we played Tennessee, so I'll make the decision on the quarterback. We're not going to take public polls.
But in the third quarter, with the game tied at 10, the Fins produced just their 3rd offensive touchdown of the season, a 6-yard touchdown strike to Jarvis Landry. Wasn't much, but it felt like a lot with how much the unit had struggled all day.
Improvement?
Yeah, correction from
I mean, we battled back, and we had that drive and got a touchdown when we needed it. I mean, that's a positive, but I mean, I think everything leading up to that point was probably pretty bad.
Still, for the offensive players, this was a win that felt like a loss. Even though they are frustrated, Captain Mike Pouncey says this is no time to give up on Cutler.
He keeps us calm the whole entire time, and he can make all the throws. We just got to protect him. It's that simple. Like, if we don't protect him, I don't care who's back at quarterback. It ain't going to get done.
Frustrations boiled over for Jarvis Landry. He was seen on the sideline arguing with coaches, wouldn't sit with the offensive players on the bench, and denied myself and other media members post-game interviews. You would see with the feelings around here, it's hard to believe the Dolphins actually won the game. Live in Miami Gardens, I'm Matt Lincoln, CBS 12 Sports. John, back to you. The final score may say that the Buccaneers beat the Dolphins 30-20 here today, but it was another example of the Fins beating themselves. 17 penalties, that's 1 off the franchise record, and 5 turnovers doomed the Fins and sent them to their 4th straight loss.
It's hard to win games when you got that many penalties. No one likes losing, so we got to figure out a way to get a W.
We're trying different things in practice to make sure we don't, we eliminate those issues. And obviously this week we made a big emphasis on it and it got worse.
While a number of penalties could be scrutinized from the Dolphins' perspective, after the game players would not whine about poor officiating.
That's not my job to, decide if it's questionable or not. At the end of the day, everybody needs to be clean on their techniques and how they do things.
Only the Seahawks have been flagged more than the Dolphins this season. Only the Broncos and Browns have a worse turnover differential. The Fins cannot win if they continue to beat themselves.
I wouldn't say we're playing undisciplined. I'd say we're making mistakes in tough situations. It's not talent, it's not effort. It's a lot of self-inflicted things, and those are the things that are the most frustrating, but also the easiest to fix.
Without knowing the health of Jay Cutler, Adam Gase was non-committal about who would be the Dolphins quarterback going forward. The sad truth is, it might not matter. At 4-6, the Fins may have to go the rest of the way without a loss to have any prayers of being in the playoffs. In Miami with the Dolphins, I'm Matt Lincoln, CBS 12.